In central Buenos Aires, the preparations are underway for the Leaders Summit of the CELAC. As you can see, we've got security fencing across here, but the summit itself will be taking place at the Sheraton Hotel here in the very heart of the Argentine capital. Now, the CELAC brings together leaders from across the region. It's the community of Latin American and Caribbean states. To all intents and purposes, it's the Organization of American States without the United States of America and without Canada. And that perhaps tells you something about the identity of this organization. It was created in 2010. It was the brainchild, really promoted by the late Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez. The idea was for regional integration. And in the first summit in 2011, there were leaders such as Chavez himself, as well as former leader, then President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner of Argentina, Rafael Correa of Ecuador, but there were also conservative presidents, Chile's Sebastián Piñera and Colombia's Juan Manuel Santos. And there you have perhaps the ongoing question about CELAC, its identity. What direction can it take this region? Between the years 2017 and 2020, there were no presidential summits. Brazil itself, the largest economy in the region, withdrew from the organization, raising questions about its future. But the CELAC is now very much up and running once again. This year's summit will center around the presence of Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. It's his first foreign trip since taking the presidency of Brazil 3 weeks ago. It's his first trip since the riots in Brasilia. And so the presence of Lula here will really give focus to this summit. Lula traveled earlier to meet with Alberto Fernández, the Argentina president, in Buenos Aires on Monday. They have announced the early stages of creating a common currency between Brazil and Argentina. That is something that will be greatly debated over the coming days, but it is a sign, a symbol, if you like, of what presidents here hope to achieve here with greater regional integration. So the presence of Lula really is the focus of this CELAC summit. So too the context of the situation in Peru with the ongoing protests there, and also there is the presence of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and also Cuba President Díaz-Canel. That's brought about protests here in Buenos Aires. So that's just some of the context of what will be going on here at the presidential summit on Tuesday here in Buenos Aires, where leaders hope that they can achieve a final statement that all agree to about regional integration going forward. Joel Richards for CGTN in Buenos Aires.